Once upon a time, we placed our faith in banks much like we relied on our trusted family physician. It seemed secure, straightforward, and reliable. You deposited your funds, confident they'd be available when needed. Yet in 2025, that confidence feels unsteady, perhaps even shattered. A major financial institution crumbled overnight recently, leaving people unable to access their life savings. For those who endured the economic turmoil of 2008, the memories remain vivid. Watching retirement funds shrink, feeling powerless, questioning what went awry, it's an experience that lingers. And now, we find ourselves once again asking, are my finances truly secure in a bank? Allow me to pose a thought. What if I suggested that storing your money in a bank could be one of the riskiest moves you make today? What if the very structure we were taught to depend on is now threatening our stability, freedom, and future inheritance? This isn't about panic, it's about understanding. Today I'm eager to offer you something concrete and impactful. I'll guide you through 7 intelligent, safer options for your finances in 2025. These aren't gambles or shortcuts to riches. They're deliberate, proven, and often underappreciated methods that folks like you are using to shield their assets, produce revenue, and rest easier at night. Let's dive in with the first option, United States government securities. This is a calm, consistent choice that has safeguarded American investors for generations. If you're after something dependable, foreseeable, and supported by the unwavering commitment of the United States government, this might be your solution. Picture it this way: you're lending funds to the government, and they repay you with interest. Unlike a typical savings account, the chance of losing your investment here is remarkably slim. Many consider these securities among the safest havens for their wealth. In 2025, they're yielding annual interest rates above 4%, quadruple what most big banks offer for savings, and often more, depending on how long you commit. Who benefits? If you're retired or nearing that stage and crave steadiness without the stock market's ups and downs or the intricacy of newer financial tools, this could be a smart pick. They shine during turbulent times. Historically, when recessions or global unrest hit, investors flock to these securities, boosting their value. There's a caveat, though. Treat this as a medium to long-term investment, meaning you'll hold it for months or years. You can sell early, but the price depends on market conditions, so expect some variability. The upside? Starting is a breeze. Purchase directly via Treasury Direct or through firms like Charles Schwab or E*Trade if you're already a client. To sum up, these securities deliver 3 key perks: security, steady income, and better returns than most savings accounts. If peace of mind and preserving your hard-earned wealth matter to you, this is a solid launchpad. If you're someone who values tangible assets, something you can see, touch, or step inside, then the next option will captivate you. Shall we proceed? The second choice is real estate, or as I call it, wealth you can experience firsthand. Here's a tale. My friend Susan snagged a modest duplex near Austin, Texas in the early 1990s. It was simple, a 2-unit place with sturdy construction and a prime spot. Over 30 years later, its value has tripled, and it delivers monthly income exceeding her Social Security benefits. That humble property has become her silent retirement ally. That's real estate's charm. It's physical. You can view it, feel it, visit it. It doesn't vanish like stocks or swing wildly like digital currencies. Over time, despite market shifts, it tends to appreciate. In 2025, housing markets are rebounding, especially in mid-sized cities and transit hubs. Places like Charlotte, North Carolina, and Boise, Idaho, have seen property values climb over 40% in the past 3 years. That's not just growth, it's lasting wealth building, plus real estate counters inflation. While banked money loses purchasing power, a rental property gains value and provides cash flow. Truthfully, owning property has its duties. Maintenance, taxes, occasional vacancies. But with a smart location, a solid strategy, and maybe even a property manager, it's a dependable and honestly rewarding asset. Even better, if you don't have enough funds for a down payment, or just don't want to deal with tenant hassles, real estate investment trusts or REITs let you invest through the stock market. Companies like Simon Property Group or Roofstock, for example, offer entry with just a few $100s and, yeah, monthly dividends. Whether it's a rental, a cozy getaway cabin, or a REIT share, real estate offers three gifts: a tangible asset you can actually grasp, monthly income potential, and long-term value growth when chosen wisely. For something firm, steady, and familiar, real estate has proven itself a trusted wealth grower. Next, we'll explore an asset older than real estate, prized by your ancestors and quietly amassed by global central banks today. Gold, the ultimate family safeguard. Let me share a memory. My great-uncle, a survivor of the 1930s economic collapse, kept a tiny gold piece in a paper packet in his desk. He rarely discussed money, but when I asked about that coin, he said, "When society forgets worth, gold retains it." That stuck with me. Gold isn't hip or fleeting, that's its strength. For thousands of years, it's been a value anchor, predating banks, stocks, or savings accounts. Amid rising and falling regimes, inflating or crashing currencies, gold stands firm and unwavering. In 2025, gold prices have hit record peaks, surpassing $3,000 per ounce. Why? Uncertainty abounds: inflation, geopolitical strife, global debt. People crave something authentic, ungovernable by printing presses. Unlike paper currency, gold is finite, tangible, enduring. It needs no password, power, or internet. It pays no interest but grants something greater: calm. Gold isn't for quick gains, it's for preserving what you've got. So you can buy gold as coins or bars from reputable sellers like Kitco or Bullion Vault, or opt for exchange-traded funds, ETFs, through brokerages, which lets you avoid the hassle of home storage. It's really not a short-term thing. Prices can vary month to month. But over decades, its story is pretty clear. In times of crisis, when other assets falter, gold often rises. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's longtime ally, once said, "Gold is a great thing to sew into your garments if you're a Jewish family in Vienna in 1939. Dramatic, sure, but it does reveal a truth. Gold is the supreme shield when systems fail. If you're looking for an asset that holds its value, can be passed on to your heirs, and offers quiet assurance even when the headlines get noisy, well, gold really does belong in your plan. If you favor assets with flair, rare, beautiful, and appreciating over time, you'll adore this next one. Collectibles and luxury items, or the pleasure that yields returns. Do you still have your grandfather's timepiece, a childhood trading card stash, artwork from your travels? Some of these keepsakes might be worth more than you'd guess. Over the past decade, certain collectibles have outpaced the stock market. Think antique watches, fine art, scarce coins, vintage cars, even exclusive toys. Yes, some early 2000s Lego sets have soared over 380% in value. Why? Rarity and sentiment. Collectibles are more than investments. They're historical fragments with stories, scarce and cherished by enthusiasts who'll pay handsomely. A Rolex Daytona, once bought for $200, sold for over $17 million decades later. A 1960s sports car fetched over $70 million. A street artist's painting even rose in value after partially self-destructing at auction. Odd, but true. Rare, meaningful items are now valid assets. You don't need millions to start. Maybe you've got retro vinyl, old comics, porcelain figurines, or antique furniture. Hidden value, perhaps. Tech makes it easier too. Platforms like Otis and Collectible offer fractional shares in art or memorabilia, letting you own part of $1 million masterpiece or car for a few $100. Collectibles aren't for all, they're less liquid than stocks or bonds and need patience. But if you love beauty, history, and uniqueness, they blend passion with profit. Plus, they can pass to your kids, rich with memories. What do you own that might hold worth? What could you collect that might grow? Now, an asset that may seem dated but used wisely keeps you steady when all else fails. Physical cash or liberty in your palm. You might think, cash? Aren't we moving forward? Hear me out. In our digital age, bank accounts, cards, even coffee payments, having physical currency isn't just clever, it's vital. Imagine a road trip. It's late, a storm cuts power, the gas station's card readers fail, your phone's dead, and banking apps won't load. But a crisp $50 from your glove box saves the day. This isn't fiction, it's happened in Argentina, Cyprus, and even the United States. When a big bank tanked in 2023, ATMs emptied, online banking froze, and people couldn't pay for essentials. That's why tangible money isn't paranoia, it's practicality. I'm not saying ditch banks for a mattress stash, that's foolish. But a small intentional home reserve can be a lifeline. Experts like Dave Ramsey advise $1,000 to $2,000 at home, enough for 1 to 2 months basics if digital access cuts off. Keep it in a fireproof safe known only to family. Like car insurance, you hope not to need it, but if systems crash, you'll be glad it's there. It's about preparation, not fear. Discreet, secure storage. In a balanced financial life, especially now, cash earns its place. It's simple, quiet, and in a real pinch, your mightiest tool. If you're ready to shift from saving to action, gaining control and monthly income, the sixth asset isn't bought. It's built. Your own enterprise, the asset you craft. Surprisingly, one of retirement's strongest tools isn't stocks, bonds, or property. It's a personal small business reflecting your skills, passions, and experience. Too old to start? Well, not so. This life stage might actually be ideal. You've got wisdom, perspective, and people skills. Those are the real foundations of any business. These days, it doesn't have to mean a storefront or a staff. You can sell crafts on Etsy, publish an ebook, or even launch a YouTube channel to share your insights with eager audiences. Take Miguel, for example. He began with a food truck in a suburb. Now he runs 3, employs a crew, and supports his family, all because he believed in his vision. While, most bank accounts only yield about 1% a year, a well-run venture can actually return 100% monthly, depending on your effort, planning, and of course, the demand. These days, tools make it so much easier to get started. You've got Wix for building online stores, Udemy for launching courses, and platforms like Freelancer or Thumbtack if you want to offer skills like design or consulting. It's not just about the money, it's about meaning, something that reflects who you are, adding structure, joy, and a real sense of purpose to your life. For retirees, honestly, it's a gift, not a chore. Sure, it takes time and trial, but just remember history's greats, like Mark Cuban, who started from pretty modest roots, or Oprah, who began with a simple radio gig. Well, they started with less than you've got right now. So, what do you know? What can you share? And really, what step could you take today that might spark income tomorrow? For freedom and control, even in retirement, this just might be your mightiest asset. Lastly, let's talk about a modern, digital, and honestly pretty debated asset cryptocurrency, often called the virtual sanctuary. Some folks scoff at it, saying it's risky, unstable, maybe just a fad. And those are fair points. It's new, and it's really unlike those old established systems we're used to. But it's pretty undeniable now. Bitcoin, which is over 15 years old, has actually outshone stocks, gold, and real estate. Just think, a $100 stake in 2010, that would be worth over $50 million today. Of course, past results don't promise future gains, but wow, that's really striking. So what's unique here? Well, it's free from banks and governments. No one can just mint more. Bitcoin's actually capped at 21 million coins, making it rare, kind of like gold or property, and that's a big part of what drives its worth. It's global. Send it worldwide instantly, no red tape, potent in crises or when trust fades. Risks? Yes, prices jump fast. Don't bet your life savings. But 1 to 2% of your plan can hedge against system flaws. Big names like MicroStrategy, Block, and Tesla hold it. BlackRock offers Bitcoin funds. El Salvador uses it legally. It's a shift, not a fringe. You can start with Binance or Robinhood using just $1. No expertise needed, honestly. All you have to do is learn, store your crypto safely, and think long-term. Don't treat it like gambling. Cryptocurrency isn't just some trendy thing. It's really about preparing for changing rules, so stay informed and ready. So here's the wrap-up: 7 distinct assets, each one potent, each offering something banks just can't: tranquility. It's not only about what you choose, but, why you choose it. You've now seen 7 robust options to shield your wealth, create income, and secure your 2025 and beyond. This isn't about chasing fads or making market bets. It's something deeper: peace of mind, knowing your life's work isn't at risk with every tremor or headline. Maybe government securities feel safe to you, or the value of property just clicks or gold anchors you. Maybe a business built from your skills excites you. Or, hey, maybe the appeal of cryptocurrency is just starting to dawn. You don't need all of these, but you do need to act. Banked money isn't really safe anymore. Inflation eats away at it, crises can lock it up, and rates just lag behind. You've got choices, tools, and honestly, time. None of these assets are flawless, but each one brings something: strength, stability, income, growth, autonomy to help you live freer and less afraid. So, which one fits you now? Which one sparks your curiosity? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Your story might just nudge someone else to start.